Alright, so next I wanted to post was a bit of a late birthday present from my sister. So she just lined it up for when I was actually home because I've been away in Spain, etc. She lined it up for this weekend, so it came today. It's Friday. What is the date? It's Friday the 14th of August. There you go. So yeah, she got me this Dishoom box. I just thought I'd post it because it looks great. So it came in this box. Okay, so I'll put some of the stuff back in the fridge, but because I wasn't going to use it straight away. So as soon as it came, I put the meat and stuff in the fridge, but I put it back in the box so you can kind of see how it was. So it comes with this like packaging. Which is kind of foamy packaging, and then inside, firstly, you've got these really cool skewers. All right, so it's going to be basically kebabs, right? So you've got these skewers that come in. You get a bit of lime. So a bag of spicy lamb chops. They look pretty nice. They're already pre-marinated, etc. Got some chicken tikka. Again, all marinated, ready to go. And some Murgh masala. Again, these are chicken thighs. Finally, you do actually get also this kebab masala kind of spice kit thing. So I don't think you need to use the whole thing. Apparently it's only 1 tablespoon, I believe, that you use for this. But then that's extra that you can kind of use for other stuff, which is really cool. But yeah, this is like this Dishoom spice kit. It also comes with the instructions here, so we'll have a little read of that. And it comes with a little postcard, which has a message from my sister there, basically, which is nice, for my birthday. So yeah, it's actually quite a really cool idea. Thing is, like, the way my life is now, like, I really appreciate like experiences like this when I'm at home. So this was really cool, quite nice actually. But yeah, obviously it's just kebabs. Now the idea is, I think it's meant to be like, you know, an Indian kind of desi style like barbecue. There's a lot of meat there, right? But I'm not having a barbecue, so what I'm going to do is, I haven't decided yet, I might use the oven or the air fryer, but I'm going to add some other stuff in to basically make like kebab wraps. So firstly, I'm going to add in some mixed peppers. And then in terms of veg, cucumber, I've got some cherry tomatoes from Sainsbury's this time, just some nicer quality ones basically. Lettuce, which I already had from the high food. And then I've actually got some mixed chilies left over, which I got from the fruit and veg shop down on Durham Road in Lowfar. They do some really cool stuff down there actually. But yeah, I've still got some mixed chili left. Not sure how much I'm going to use or whether I'm going to use any, but I just thought I'd post it in just in case. And then I got these from Sainsbury's. So these are Greek style flatbreads. Obviously I always go for Greek style flatbread, better on protein intake, slightly lower on carbs, low on fat. So it's the best overall, and it means that I can have probably 2 of these. I can still have this meal and still kind of keep in line with my macros. So yeah, but I went for a nice again, this is from Sainsbury's, so went for a nice kind of flatbread. Gonna be using some cottage cheese, and I'm also gonna be using some of the 50% lighter mature cheddar cheese. I'm gonna coat the flatbread in those to almost create like a cheese naan, and then I've got some garlic salt that I'm going to use along with those bits to kind of create like a garlic and cheese naan. Basically, that's the plan. But yeah, and then finally, I've got 0% Greek yogurt, and I'm going to use that along with the cucumbers that I've got to make basically a raita. I've got some lemon/lime juice. Also got this lime that we're using for the kebabs anyway. So anything left over from that, I'll use in the raita that I'm making. But that's the plan. So I'll just get into it. Alright. So what I've decided for cooking is I'm just gonna cook the Murgh Malai and the Chicken Tikka, which is the chicken stuff. I'm gonna skewer them, pop them in the oven. The skewers don't fit in the air fryer, so that option's out. So I'm gonna put them in the oven. I'm already preheating the oven at 200 degrees, and I will probably pop them in for 10 minutes and just see how they get on. The other thing that's there is lamb chops. They don't need to be skewered. Those can go in the air fryer. So I'll do them for like 10 and just see how they get on, and then I'll start cutting the veg up, etc. Before using these, I gave them a good wash. I would recommend it, just in case. So we're going to start by skewering this. So I've got my bacon tray with my foil on. Pretty simple stuff, this. Right. Open the Murgh first. From the looks of it, the seasoning is for the Murgh alone. So basically, I think you pop it on towards the end. So we won't use that seasoning yet. So yeah, I'm just gonna basically skewer the meat on. Right, so I've just used 2 skewers. I've skewered all the meat. The Murgh masala was messy, I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, that's how they look, basically. So I'm gonna pop these in the oven. Probably gonna need about, I'd say about 25 minutes, but I'm gonna just check it every 10 minutes, just for now. Okay, so that's in 15 minutes to start with, I think. So while that's happening, I'm just gonna get this stuff out of the way. The kitchen is a bit of a mess. But yeah, I'm gonna pop these into the air fryer. I'm not cooking all the chops today, I'm just gonna cook 2 to kind of sit quite well in there. So I'm gonna go with that. Yeah, I've just popped the other 2 in a container, basically ready to use for another day. Again, I'm probably not gonna eat all the chicken, but I can refrigerate the rest. Alright, so I've chopped the peppers, I've chopped the tomatoes as well, and I've just popped it in like this, just to fry off for a little bit with some Malai. Next I'm gonna prep the flatbreads, basically, and show you what I'm doing with that. So, having 2 of these. While that's frying off, I'm gonna get a good dollop of cottage cheese onto the flatbread. While they're looking at that, completely covered. Next step, I'm get some of this garlic salt that I've got. Yeah, just a little bit. And I'm also going to use Italian style mixed herbs as well. Just a little, not too much. So the flatbread should now be looking like that. And then to finish off, we've got some, probably some light cheddar cheese. Actually, I've measured out about 30 grams on a little tray. So we're going to use half for each of the flatbreads. So the flatbread now should be looking like this. Okay. So I've just taken the lamb chops out of the air fryer. They were in there for 20 minutes at 180 degrees and they look very good. Yeah, they look very good. So those are pretty much done. And the oven's still going with the chicken. Alright, chop that bit of cucumber. About, say, less than a quarter of the cucumber. Probably like an 8. So 0% Greek yogurt goes in. I've got it on my bowl, so probably say about 100 grams. I think that'd be enough. Yep. If you use a few of the mixed herbs in there, just a tiny bit. And we're going to cut the lime. Squeeze a bit of the lime in there. That's the kind of variety that's going to go in it. We're going to use half of this for each kind of kebab. Alright, so I've plated everything up now. So that is what it's looking like. I've not used all the chicken, I've used about half the chicken that was in the pack. But yeah, that is looking really good. Try and get the macros and post them in, but this is my cheat meal. I'm going to track this, but the tracking is not going to be massively accurate. I can't find all the nutritional info for the Dishoom box. However, it will be as accurate as I can get it, so I will post what I'm tracking. But yeah, that looks really nice. But yeah, that's my video on the Dishoom BBQ Box. Please post ideas of what you guys have done potentially with it. But I'm really happy with how mine just turned out. So I've literally just had that Dishoom box. I couldn't get through the second Greek flatbread, to be honest. I think one is more than enough, and there was so much chicken and meat. So the rest of that's gone in the fridge. But I just want to I'm doing this a little bit different to how I do my usual videos, just because that was more of an experience, that box that I got. So I wanted to give my verdict on it. That was literally incredible. There's so much flavour, so many different spices in there. That chicken tikka was amazing. Good amount of spice. I didn't add any chilies in the end, by the way. I just wanted to get the actual experience of the Dishoom spices, so I just put that back in the fridge. But the spice level was fine. It's nothing no one can't handle, I don't believe, but there was some really nice aromatic spices and herbs and stuff. The Murgh tikka masala was absolutely lovely. What I did was, I didn't really want to put more kind of seasoning and powder after it was cooked. So that kebab masala powder that came with the kit, I actually popped that into the tomatoes and peppers that were on the pan, and that really worked for me anyway. So, and then I obviously popped that all in to the kebab. That was amazing. The lamb chops were really, really good. The meat was so tender. As I said, I only put it in for 20 minutes in the air fryer, 180 degrees. I turned them over after 10 minutes as well. But yeah, that was really good. And it was just a different way of doing a fakeaway, like making the experience a little bit better. So in essence, the meat was all ordered obviously from Dishoom in this box, and then it doesn't mean you have to go ridiculous. You can still get nice stuff. So I still got nice Greek flatbread, and I made the raita with the cucumbers etc. to go with it, and stuff like that, and that it really helped it. But yeah, I just thought I'd give a quick review of it. That was really good. So just finishing off with macros here: 58 grams of carbs, 36 grams fat, 84 grams protein, and 892 calories. That is per kebab. As I said, one was more than enough.